Wife cheated on me and I kicked her out. Now, when I'm in my best shape with a lovely girlfriend, she showed up and begging for forgiveness, 'cause she was hit by karma and thrown up by her AP. My GF, 36 female, and I have a lengthy history together. We've been best friends since we were 12, fell in love along the road, and ultimately married in our late 20s. Since then, we've had 2 children in a tumultuous relationship that was mostly my fault. I was emotionally locked off, a poor communicator, and I'd emotionally retreat anytime anything bothered me. After 6 years together, we decided that we had done everything to be happy, but it simply wasn't working, so we separated 1.5 years ago. That divorce really went quite smoothly, and we did a fantastic job of co-parenting. We've both developed new lives in the year we've been away, but I've also changed a lot. So much so that I began to consider trying again. I mean, she's the joy of my life, an amazing mother, and we create a beautiful family. With our kids, we began carefully testing the waters 5 months ago and are now back together, but living in different places, and things have been very amazing. We're communicating so much better, talking freely about our love languages, desires, and needs, and I honestly believe we're in a lot healthier place than we've ever been. But clearly, I'm not here because everything is going swimmingly. During our year apart, she met this man, A, on Tinder, and they clicked right away. They'd never met, and their correspondence ceased when she began seeing someone else, B. So that relationship ended, we reconnected, and Mana reaches out to her. She's quite frank about it, telling me she wants to remain in touch as friends because she likes him, but she has no love feelings for him. I explain that I'm not completely comfortable with it, but that I trust her to do the right thing. After a few months, I'm no longer comfortable with it. Not at all. They talk on a daily basis, and she's still honest about it. He proposed meeting for coffee, which she declined since meeting up is a threshold she does not want to cross. I told her it bothered me that she's become friends with a past Tinder match, and she said she'd stop communicating with him if it was a deal breaker for me. But if not, she wants to keep talking to him since breaking contact would remind her of our past time together, when she thought she lost a part of herself because we focused too much on our relationship and not enough on being her own person, which I understand. I'm at a loss for words here. I don't want to demand she make cutting contact since it sounds harmful. I also can't seem to set my emotions aside and accept this blossoming relationship. I think I'm simply worried that this will grow into emotional infidelity before she even realizes it. And my instinct tells me that this is the endgame for Man A, despite the fact that I haven't picked up on anything shady thus yet. Is it a source of concern that she isn't just breaking contact to accommodate my sentiments, or should I back off and just let things be what it is or is about to become? Also, what would be a decent technique to have a decisive talk about this? Since even though we speak freely about it, it seems like we're going in circles without reaching any type of conclusion, and it's exhausting to continually having the same topic. P.S. For perspective, she's still in contact with Guy B, whom she dated. We discussed this, and I have no issues with it. She also has a lot of other man friends, which doesn't worry me at all. Update. So it turns out she's been having an emotional affair with the person I was concerned about since they began conversing. I feel like a complete for hoping and praying that things were not as they seemed. We were going to have an honest chat about our relationship tomorrow morning since I'm currently overseas for business and will be traveling home tonight. I had a feeling she was having difficulty going all in our relationship ever since we got back together. I knew it, and I was planned on asking that we take a break from this route we were on and allow her the time she needed to spend in herself and her own life. That chat may have led to her finding another love, or it could have led her back to me. Either way, I was good with it since all I wanted was for her to be happy. All of that changed only a few hours ago. A few of things were coming up that didn't make sense. I dialed her number and informed her that this is the line for me. I knew something was going on. All I wanted was for her to come clean and be honest with me, so that we could at least have that in whatever manner we're moving ahead. We still have kids to raise. She broke down and told me she was seeking for something other than us. There was something she couldn't discover inside it. She's been talking to the guy a lot more than she led me to believe. Lied about him not being interested. He was. Lie. Nation. I don't know his sister well enough to have an opinion on her since I only met her once earlier this year on a trek we intended to take just the two of us, but he ended up inviting her and letting me know last minute, morning of the trip, that she would be joining us. He then requested me to travel separately and meet them there since he didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable by having me in the same vehicle with her. We didn't say much during the trek, and that was the end of it. We've made arrangements many times, and when the day arrives, he says, "I'm going to visit my sister today. Let's try again another day." We live on the mainland near a really gorgeous island, which I've always wanted to see, so this summer we planned to travel there for 3 days while we were both free. We had a holiday coming up on a Monday the next month, so I proposed we depart Friday evening and return Monday morning in time for work. I ask him if he's still okay with the idea a week before that weekend, and he says he's going somewhere with his sister and brother-in-law instead. I was furious and didn't say anything more about it. I subsequently discovered through his Instagram that they had visited the same island that we had intended to visit. I became even more enraged, but he vowed to do better, and I believed him. He's canceled at least 4 scheduled dates since then because he went to see his sister. We arranged to go on a date on Saturday earlier this week, and around Wednesday I asked him where he'd want to go, and he said, "We'll see on Saturday." His sister's wedding anniversary was on Friday, and he went to visit her early in the day, and I have no clue when he returned. I waited to see whether he contacted or came over on Saturday, and when he hadn't, I texted him and asked if we were still going out. He goes on to say that he is already at his sister's house since they have another party the following day. I'm enraged because I seem to be devoting my time to someone who doesn't appear to care about me. I have siblings as well, but they know when I have plans. It's almost as if I'm vying for his time and attention with his sister. I've tried to be tolerant since she's the only family he has nearby, but it's becoming too much for me. I'm considering dumping him today. I'm at a loss for what to do, so please help me understand whether this is a common occurrence when individuals forsake plans for family, or if he simply de-gaff. Update. We continued to date for 3 months, which was clearly a mistake. He canceled a few more dates we had scheduled during that time period to meet his sister's demands and continually attempted to make me feel like I was nagging him when I urged him to put some effort into our relationship. He was ashamed to be seen with me since I was of a different race, and his sister had been setting him up on dates with other ladies of the same race as them behind my back. While I did not end my relationship with him because he did not prioritize our time together, I did learn a number of factors that influenced my choice. He had always been drawn to and dated individuals of my ethnicity, something he was embarrassed of. So, rather of tackling his own difficulties, he would lash out at me or just be in order to feel better about himself. The last straw was an argument we were having through text in which he was adamant about defending the usage of racial slurs and made really unpleasant remarks. It was the end of December 2020, and I still have a hard time thinking that I could have been with someone like that. I am a very self-assured person who is secure with my identity, but some of the things he said to me have left me so self-conscious that, while seeking closeness with someone else, I am terrified to get into another relationship. I've been working on myself and have even relocated to a new city. I'm a lot more emotionally stable now, but the prospect of being in a relationship terrifies me. With my identity, but some of the things he said to me have left me so self-conscious that, while seeking closeness with someone else, I am terrified to get into another relationship. I've been working on myself and have even relocated to a new city. I'm a lot more emotionally stable now,